So, what about this photo is strange? We only get one chance. One shot. So, what about this photo is strange? Right about... I don't even know how I figured this out the first time, but right about here, I hope. I would like to direct the court's attention to this area, one area right here. Well, what are you pointing to? His ankles? If you could see this person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't. And? What does that mean? The Nickel Samurai in this photo could not have been Mr. Ngarde. What is the meaning of this? I wonder if you would care to elaborate, with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai poster. Please pay particular attention to the area around the bottom of the hammock. His socks. You can see his socks. Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hammock up just to walk. There's only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than an offended. Alright, I think I just turned things around for myself this time. That's curious. Huh? What is? Edgeworth is unusually calm today. That's never good. Along for the ride? Is that a good thing? Oh, so he's just blowing this all off. No, he's not taking any damage. It's not RPG. Mr. Edgeworth, where does this leave us? If this person in the photo really is not Matt Ngarde, then everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless. I thought it would come to this. What? Right. I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that this person inside the costume is not Matt Ngarde. In that case, who is this the photo of? Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume? Don't stress out over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edgeworth's attitude, don't you think? Yeah, why is he so calm? Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who was the person in this photograph? Well, who did we come across earlier that we mentioned is pretty small in stature? Cough, cough. Adrian Andrews? If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman. And why would you say it would be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her? For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Ngarde's room. Just gonna cut this out. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Ngarde that night. And how does that all add up? It means it makes it very easy for her to get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Ngarde's fingerprints all over it? The knife that was used as the murder weapon? Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance. The defense motions to indict Mr. Adrian Andrews in the murder of Mr. Juan Cordera. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime. I cannot speak today. Order! 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 It looks like this trial has had a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? This court is issuing a... I don't know how to say that word. Saponia? Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. What? Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to the court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day? Ugh. If I don't get a verdict today, then my, Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow. What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court. Do what we always do. Now then. Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today. I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is not... Who in the world? I abhor wasting such valuable time. Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial. But we cannot continue due to this unexpected development. Unexpected development? I think you underestimate me, Your Honor. And what do you mean by that? That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to saponeating Miss Andrews, Adrian Andrews, has all been happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? Oh, so he was planning this. What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution lobby. She is the next witness. Ugh. God, he's gotten better. And this music just makes him look like more of a genius. "10 minutes. Well, in a way, he saved our butts. So I guess we can be thankful for that part, but he's kind of out-predicting us right here, so what are we going to do about this? Dude, I can't believe that Adrian... No way, not cool and not collected Adrian Andrews. She's your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to your knife you used at dinner was, well, her. So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time. See, she could have also easily painted that blood-covered button in your yarmulke. Because she was the one that came to wake me up? Then, dude, you're saying that it really was her? Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Cordia. But why? I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda. Her own agenda? What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see it by the time this trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquitted by the end of today. Get me a verdict that's refreshing like a spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude? Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Impact's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impacts for her own strength and will to live. But then Miss Impact suddenly killed herself. Sounds like she left a suicide note, and the person thought to have hidden it is Juan Cordia, the victim of this murder. And that's why I think Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Cordia. All to get the suicide note back. That sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about their relationship? Better stated, Miss Andrews' codependency with regards to Miss Impacts. It was Edgeworth. Facepalm. So we are still kind of stuck here. That recess was 1 minute too long. Court will now reconvene. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please. The prosecution calls the witness so peoned blah 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 by this court, Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Cordia's room. Or Cordia. Is that it, Cordia? Juan Cordia? That's probably been it the whole time. I am the manager of this defendant, in this case, Mr. Madangarde. I see. Now then, before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request. Yeah, sure. What is it? I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about her relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently. No, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard of any of Gossip Land. You do all my work for me. Lol. Yes, I was seeing Mr. Cordia. I keep bumping the table with my arm. Has that been this whole time, like Corridea? Frying bait, or bait and fry? Keep, stop. Okay, I'm moving my arm away. No one has accused you of that. I've got a feeling someone will soon. Yeah, we're going to eventually. Right now we don't have the place, but we're going to, so don't worry about that. You'll be fighting for your self soon enough. So, when I found the body, it was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, we went to Juan's room, and there was a dead body. I was in shock. What I saw was naturally the exact same scene as in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice. You poured yourself a glass of juice? Yes, sadly I didn't remember not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the scene by moving this one thing. And that's when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may be cross-examining the witness. Phoenix. She is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match. Yes, I know. In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pace. Disrupt her pace? She's the type of woman who's easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. Well, I don't think anybody would really like that. Do I get a full bar, please? Can I get a full bar? No? Okay, well, I'll see you guys next time.